welcome to a new video. Look! Today we will use all our creativity to make our own dinosaur figures, and we will do it with these little bags. As you can see, they are transparent, but inside we have our dinosaur figure disassembled in pieces. We will have to put it together like a puzzle to create our 3D figure. Also, inside we have both herbivorous dinosaurs like this, Triceratops, as well as carnivorous dinosaurs. Also, we will learn a lot of things about all of them through the Amazing Dinosaurs book. And now, shall we start with the first one? For example, this one here. I also like the colors of these figures. As you can see, here we have what looks like a carnivorous dinosaur, and it comes in electric blue with yellow touches. Let's get to work. We have to be very careful with these pieces so that none of them get lost. As you can see, here we have the central part of our dinosaur. I think it will be a Velociraptor. Look at this long tail. On the other hand, we have the upper jaw and its legs. Let's put it together. We start building using the central part of our Velociraptor. First, we're going to attach the hind legs. As you can see, I've already placed these black pieces, which will allow us to fit the rest of the pieces together. And you see, it comes with a star-shaped hole, and we just need to put it in the right position, so it fits. See, once we have it in place, we press down until it is fully in place. And the best part is that these figures are movable. As you can see, we can move the legs from side to side, meaning they are not stiff. Now it's time to attach the front legs. Here we already have one with the black piece. We just put it in place. And now we attach the last leg we have left. As you know, Velociraptors were bipedal dinosaurs that walked on their hind legs, and they were about 2 meters long. Look, we just have to attach its lower jaw. As you know, they were carnivores and had a jaw full of sharp teeth. Also, Velociraptors were very fast. Even though they weren't very big compared to other large carnivores, they were able to catch large prey because they hunted in groups. And an interesting fact about Velociraptors is that they were actually a bit different in appearance. Unlike how they're shown in movies, Velociraptors actually had some feathers on their bodies, according to paleontologists. That's really interesting, isn't it? Let's start with the next dinosaur. Here. It looks like we have an Ankylosaurus here. This is a herbivorous species that only eats plants, leaves, and grass. Also, the Ankylosaurus is known as an armored dinosaur. Look, this is the top part of its body. It's like it has... Let's put all the pieces together and see our dinosaur 100% complete. The first thing we're going to do is assemble the armor of our Ankylosaurus. To do this, we put these two pieces together. Now we can see the top part and its long tail, which is known for having this ball at the tip that it used for defense. Now we fit it onto the top part of what will be the body of our Ankylosaurus. We put this side in front because that's where we'll need to attach its head. We've already fitted it in and pressed down to hold everything firmly in place. Now we're going to put on the Ankylosaurus's head, which, as you can see, comes with these horns, and we can also notice its strong beak. The only thing is, it comes without eyes, friends. It looks like we have to paint them ourselves, or maybe put on a sticker, but it didn't come included in this little bag. Now we just put on the legs. We make sure that the bigger ones go in the back. We're almost done. And now we have assembled the great armadillo of the Cretaceous, a herbivorous dinosaur that had an almost unbreakable skin. As you can see, it also had this beak because it loved to dig in the ground to eat roots. Honestly, I love it. I would have liked the tail to be articulated too. It also comes with movable legs, just like its head. Super cool, friends. We'll leave it here and move on to a different one. Look, we have another herbivore. It's a Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus. We know this because of its long neck and the shape of its head. You already know that long-necked dinosaurs are some of my favorite herbivores. We take out all the pieces to start assembling. I've already put one of the legs in place, but what we're going to do next is attach its neck along with its head, since it's the most distinctive part of the Brachiosaurus. As you know, this type of dinosaur lived on planet Earth during the Jurassic period more than 200 million years ago. Also, according to researchers, the Brachiosaurus had a very small brain compared to the rest of its body. According to what they say, its brain was about the size of a walnut, about this size. However, it is believed that its heart was very large and strong since it had to be powerful enough to pump blood. All this long neck to reach its head or its brain. As you know, it fed on plants, grass, and leaves, and it loved to eat the leaves from the tops of the trees. Let's continue with a flying reptile. Look, here we can see its large wings. There are many different types of flying reptile. Let's see which one we got. Let's see. Here we can see part of its large. As you can see, it seems to have had a strong beak and a horn on the back, which already tells us that it was a Pteranodon. Let's start putting everything together. Just like with the previous ones, we're going to use the central part of our flying reptile as a reference. We realize that these are its hind legs, so now we know that we should place its head on this side. We start with the upper part of its skull, which includes part of its beak and the horn. Now we're going to place what would be the lower part of the beak. We just need to fit it into the hole and press. And now it's complete. Once we have the head, it looks really cool. Also, I love that it can open and close its beak. We just have to put its wings on. The truth is that assembling the Pteranodon is quite simple. Now we just put it in place. This type of flying reptile had a wingspan of more than 2 meters. Therefore, in total, it could reach more than 7 meters. In addition, its body was quite narrow and sinewy. This allowed it to reach great speed and great height. It mainly fed on fish, which caught with this long beak. Therefore, it could always be found flying over rivers, seas, and oceans, searching for food to bring to its mouth. I love it, friends! Another different type of dinosaur we have around here. Let's see which one we get now. Wow, this one looks different! We got a big Tyrannosaurus Rex, but the figure comes with a crystal effect. I love that! Look! Its body is kind of transparent but with a bluish color. And it also comes with these details. The Tyrannosaurus Rex was one of the largest predators that has ever existed on planet Earth. The Tyrannosaurus Rex was a carnivorous dinosaur that walked on its strong hind legs. Also, its front legs were very small compared to the rest of its body. And a curious feature about it is that it only had 2 fingers on each of them. It used them to help itself eat. Look, we almost have it assembled. The most impressive part of the T-Rex is left, which is its huge jaw. Look, we still need to put on the lower part, we just fit it in. And now we have it in place. I like it because we can also move the head from side to side. And open and close the jaw, revealing its sharp teeth. It had a total of 60 teeth, and some of them could reach up to 20 centimeters. As you can see, some of them were smaller and others much bigger. But what I like most about this figure, as I mentioned, are its colors, with a crystal effect and with all these black and red details that fascinate me. It lived during the Cretaceous period, more than 65 million years ago. Let's see which one comes out next. Let's see, it looks like we have a very different one. It's not a dinosaur at all. Actually, it's a marine reptile. That's great because we've already taken out herbivorous dinosaurs, carnivorous ones. Also a Pteranodon, which is a flying reptile. And now we have a Mosasaurus, which is a marine reptile. Here we have a guide with instructions, something the previous little bags didn't have. It looks like we have the two parts of its body, and we need to attach the flippers and the head. Here we have the fins in this little bag, so they don't get lost. And look at this big head. Hello! Also, the jaw comes with a pincer effect. Look! It's able to catch anything, like for example my finger. We use the lower part of its body as a reference. That's where we can attach the fins. Look, we've placed them. We've put the biggest ones at the front and the smaller ones at the back. Also, it will allow us to move them as well. We still need to attach its tail, but as you can see, everything is pretty loose right now. To make sure everything is well secured, we need to put on the upper part of its body. We move it around until we get everything to fit. And once we have it in place, we need to press down so that everything is well secured. Awesome, friends! As I mentioned, it can move its fins. Now we just have to put on the coolest part, which is its head. As you can see, it clicked into place and now it's complete. Look how cool it is! I think out of all the little figures so far, the Mosasaurus is my favorite. It comes in this really cool black color, with all the details and different textures on its skin. It can also move its tail from side to side. As you know, the Mosasaurus's tail wasn't very long. However, it could move very quickly underwater. We can also notice its red eye as well as some silver tones. If we open its jaw, we can see its sharp teeth. It was able to eat large prey that lived in the ocean. And on many occasions, it would even jump to the surface, catching some flying reptiles in midair, such as the Pteranodon, which would approach the ocean to look for fish. It was a giant of the oceans. Let's see which one comes out next. Look, we only have 2 dinosaurs left to see. It looks like this one here is a Spinosaurus. Look, we're seeing the crest of spines. And on the other side, we have a herbivorous dinosaur. It looks like it's a Pachycephalosaurus. We know this by the shape of its head. So let's uncover this one first. The Pachycephalosaurus. So far, I already love the colors. This time, the first thing we're gonna put on is the Pachycephalosaurus's head, since that's its most distinctive feature. It's as if it had a helmet on, and it used it defensively. Also, it was a bipedal dinosaur. It walked on its hind legs, which were much bigger and more robust. However, sometimes it was also able to use all 4 legs to run at a higher speed. Look, here we have it. I have to admit that this figure is also really cool. We still have to put on one of its front legs. And look, I love it because on the back of its head, it also has several spikes. This way, they could have battles against other members of their own species. Often, it was to impress the females. He also used it to defend himself from predators that tried to attack him. As you can see, we can appreciate all the details of his skin, even his eyes. That's definitely something missing here in the little Ankylosaurus figure. They are both armored dinosaurs. The Ankylosaurus is armored all over the upper part. Meanwhile, the Pachycephalosaurus is known for having its skull armored. It was as hard as a rock. I like it a lot. Plus, we can see all the toes on its front legs and move its head from side to side. These two herbivores came in the same color tones, in brownish shades. And now, friends, we have the last bag left to open. As we mentioned before, it looks like it's a Spinosaurus. Let's take everything out to start assembling. The colors are also very striking. I've already assembled it, friends. Look how cool it turned out. As you know, the Spinosaurus had a rather wide and long jaw, which is very reminiscent of the jaws of modern crocodiles. It was also full of sharp teeth. But as you know, we're missing something super important to complete it, which is its big crest of spines. We just need to fit it on the top. Now we really have a true Spinosaurus. It also had pretty long arms. And on the hind legs, we can notice that one of its toes is shaped like a hook. Now let's look in the book for some information about the Spinosaurus. Look, here we have an impressive illustration. We can see its large crest of spines. It tells us that it lived during the Cretaceous period and that it loved to eat fish. It could reach between 12 and 18 meters long from its mouth all the way to the end of its tail. And it could be about 5 meters tall. And now, friends, we've finished today's video. Here we have all the dinosaurs we've built. If you liked today's video, you can help me by giving me a big thumbs up. That way I can keep making lots of videos for all of you. And now I'm saying goodbye. See you in the next video with more fun dinosaurs. Bye! Bye!